All righty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. We are live. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, as well as LinkedIn. This is our Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. I have some amazing guests, incredible guests. Let's give it up for Global Women Speakers. Woo! Yes. Let's give a round of applause for our Sunday Speaker Series. This is our eighth. Did I say eight? Like, this is our eighth episode. Unbelievable. And for those of you who are not aware, we literally started off by doing a grand finale for 2022. I said, let's just go out with a bang. Instead of me having a huge event, having people fly in, book hotels, we did it virtually. And all I can say is it was like 8 hours, Jen. How many hours? 8, 10 hours. How long was the grand finale? 14 hours.
14 hours.
14 hours. Unbelievable. When you can have an event and people just keep coming, staying for hours, I guess that our average amount of time that people were physically there was 5 hours. That's unbelievable. So I said, hey, we're going to do this thing again. We're going to do it on New Year's. They were like, wait a minute, New Year's Day? Absolutely. Someone said, well, if you do it on New Year's Day, people are not going to show up. My response was, it's not my problem. That is not my problem. I am going to show up, and the people who were meant to be there would be there as well. And that didn't go 2 hours or 4 hours or even 6 or 8 hours. It went, how long, Jen? 12 hours. 12 hours. You guys, if you hear a delay in Jen's mic, she's in Venezuela. We talk about being global. She is in Venezuela. We have Mr. Tan all the way from Malaysia, and we have the Charmaine Stevens, my girl, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. And I am in California. Yes, global, global. Can somebody say global? Drop global in the chat. Drop global on Facebook. And matter of fact, we are coming through StreamYard. So if you are watching this in our Facebook group, please give StreamYard permission to use your photo and your name. And so we have a full agenda. Grab your pen, grab your paper, tell the kids, hey, listen, grab a pen and paper too, or leave the room, because the nuggets that's going to be shared, the gems, are going to be explosive. They're tactical, they're actionable, and they're practical steps, tools, and techniques will allow you to grow your brand, your business, or your bank account. Speaking of that, who else better to help you with that than this girl? This girl from this little small town in Georgia. I'm not going to say Atlanta, but in Georgia, small little city. And, she just said, you know what? I'm too big for this city. I am going to uproot myself. And ladies, sometimes that's exactly what you have to do. You have to uproot yourself. Be the type of tree or the type of plant that will grow wherever you're planted. Period. And that's exactly what she has done. This marks 10 years of her being in business. She is living her dream life, and she has 6 kids. 6 kids. She had 6 kids. You guys, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like a Brady Bunch? And yes, and so there are so many things that this young lady has endured to bring her to who she is today. And one of the attributes that I love about her is perseverance. She has that perseverance. She will not stop no matter what. Being a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, being a pillar in the community, kids school, etc. And so I want to introduce to some of you and reintroduce to most of you the Charmaine Stevens, better known as the ultimate entrepreneur. I mean, you don't get better than that. The ultimate. And so, Charmaine, I am honored. I'm humbled that you are here with Global Women Speakers. We're thinking about making her faculty. We're going to do some things together. You guys got to stay tuned, because it's all about not finding people who are like-minded. I know you hear it all the time, but I look for women who are like-hearted. It's alignment before assignment, alignment before assignment. And I know for a fact that this powerhouse, we are aligned, and I have adopted her as my little sister. So Charmaine, I am going to turn the floor, my audience, my influence, my authority over to you. Take it away.
Greetings, everyone. And Dr. Tina, thank you so much for allowing me on this incredible platform. I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to pour and share. I oftentimes always tell anyone that I encounter, it's not what you receive, it's what you can give out. And if you can pour and if you can utilize your gift, I guarantee you, you won't chase money. You chase purpose and money will chase you. And if you're taking notes, remember, you will chase purpose and your money will chase you. So, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on the side of the globe that you are listening from. I'm Charmaine Stevens, known as the Ultimate Entrepreneur, and I specialize in all things business. However, today I want to have a conversation with you about mindset, about the importance of having the right mindset when it comes to business and when it comes to life. Also, patterning mindset with perseverance. As Dr. Tina was saying, I'm one that has to persevere over a lot of different things in life. Being a business, being a business owner, being a full-time mom, being a wife, being a friend, a sister, a daughter. All of those things can come with some type of hardship. I'm a mother that I've suffered a loss like none other. I am one that had to bury my child. So in that situation, I had to understand what perseverance really looked like. I had to understand the impact that I had on all of the people that were around me, the people that were watching and those that were watching from afar. I had to understand what type of mindset that it would take to shift me out of my current state to back to being able to be impactful, being able to really give the audience in the world what they need to grow. So I understand that mindset in business is everything that you could even imagine. So I want to give you a few key points to take away. I'm a note taker. I'm a huge note taker. So oftentimes I always like to take notes because I can come back and refer to those notes. So focusing on mindset. And let's talk about mindset for a second. How do you perceive a circumstance? How do you perceive a circumstance? We can take the glass, for example. We can use that as our example. It's been used time and time again. Do you look at the glass as half full? Do you look at the glass as half empty? Or do you look at the glass as an opportunity? Some would say, I look at it as half full, and they think that sometimes that's the right answer. Or some would say, I would look at it as an opportunity. I often say a little bit of the both. The reason why I say opportunity is because if it's half full, that gives me ample opportunity to fill that cup until it overflows. Mindset. Now, someone that has a mindset that's not so positive, is what I would like to call it, you would probably look at that glass as half empty. Now, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, that causes several things to happen. One, it causes you not to be able to grow. It causes you not to be able to think clearly. And it also causes you not to be able to really be able to tap into your true growth and your true perseverance, because why you look at it as half empty. So what I want you guys to do, take these notes down and really, really meditate them. Next, your mindset determines how you start your day. When you start your day, how do you start it? Do you start it, well, oh my God, it's Monday. I got to get up and I got to keep moving. And this is a bad day, or I don't feel like it, or I haven't had my cup of coffee. If you say those things before your feet even hit the ground, guess what? Your words have power. I'm a firm believer of words are seeds, and your seeds determine what type of harvest you'll reap. So if you wake up and before your feet can hit the ground and you automatically say 5 to 10 negative things, what do you think happens? What do you think will manifest from those seeds, or the harvest that will come from those seeds? I can tell you it's going to be exactly what you sowed. You can't sow a peach seed and expect a watermelon, or you can't sow dead seeds and expect for them to grow. You have to understand what you put out there is what will be attracted to you. Third thing that I want to tell you, dealing with mindset, is how do you plan your life, your day, your week, your month? If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. What does that mean? And I'll say it again for my note takers. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. What does that mean? If you get up every day, if you start every year, every month out, and you're just going to say, well, we're going to wing it. What happens when you wing it? You have no clear plan in place. So there's no goals that you're trying to accomplish. You're just getting up every day running a rat race. But you started 15 things, but nothing was complete. I don't care if it's 3 different items that you set a plan in place for. If you complete those items, it's better than starting 15 different things and not completing any of them versus setting a plan in place for those 3 things and making them happen. Next, I want you to think about accountability. Are you really mature enough to accept accountability? Accountability can be putting things, timers, systems in place, or it can be having an accountability partner. Now, I'll take it another step further. If you have an accountability partner, will you be able to submit to their authority? Meaning the authority that you've given them permission to speak into your life. So if you're stepping off task and you're saying, okay, I assigned you as my accountability partner, but I'm not willing to submit to what you're telling me that I'm messing up on, then at that point, your mindset isn't right. Your mindset is not aligning. So you've got to be in a place, such a place enough to say, okay, look, I've given this person the authority figure to keep me accountable. So if I can't respect that accountability, then guess what? I cannot grow. I cannot grow. So you want to make sure that you not only put accountability pieces into place, you want to respect those accountability places. And lastly, but definitely not least, I'll say this again. Lastly, but definitely not least, make sure you understand that it's okay to fail. And you have to look at failing with a different mindset. Now, a lot of people look at failing and say, okay, you know what? That means I just need to give it up, throw in the towel. Or someone with a positive mindset can look at it and say, you know what? I just found another way not to do it. And if I found another way not to do it, that means I'm closer to my goal. That means I'm closer to what I'm trying to achieve. Coupling all of these things together can really, really change the entire trajectory of your life. If you want success, if you want growth, if you want an amazing business that can yield you 6 and 7 and head into 8 figures, you have to change your mindset. Mindset literally was the turning point of my life. Mindset was for Charmaine saying, you know what? I've battled a lot of things. I've went through a lot of things. I had to overcome, but my mindset had to stay in a positive state to where I understood that, you know what? I've got to grow no matter what. I have to keep pressing forward no matter what. No matter what happens. Now, someone else in my position could have easily said, you know what, I'm going to throw in the towel. And rightfully so. Going through infant loss, going through child loss is very hard. But I had to understand my destiny was greater. My destiny was literally the most pivotal moment of my life. But I had to set my mind and stay focused and implement the things that I've just told you today. And that's where my success came from. And that's where my success continues to climb. And that's how I found myself here today, literally by keep going, keep moving with a positive mindset. And I will tell you this last thing before I wrap up. I want you to remember that when you're growing and when you have the positive and right mindset, you have to be mindful of who and what you allow to attach to you. In this season of your life, it's extremely important to be mindful of the different ties and connections. Connections are important. You can have great connections and you can have connections that can short circuit your destiny. Now, you can pay attention to what looks good on the outer, but you have to understand the meat of the connection, the root of the connection. If the connection is faulty behind the glitz and glam, then guess what happens? You derail your destiny by having a bad connection. So make sure your mindset allows you to say, okay, you know what? Is this good for me or is it not so good for me? It's okay to say no when you know that that connection is not a healthy connection. So in closing, remember your mindset is everything. Your mindset can take you from here to there if you're willing to have a positive mindset. I'm Charmaine Stevens, known as the Ultimate Entrepreneur. I specialize in all things business. And again, Dr. Tina, thank you so much for allowing me on this incredible, amazing platform.
Like notes, notes, notes. You have to take notes. And so, Charmaine, you are the ultimate entrepreneur. And I love that it's all things business. You have been in the business realm for quite some time. Congratulations on 10 years in business. Most entrepreneurs do not make it past, listen, they used to say a year, but it's been shortened to 5 to 6 months. 5 to 6 months. Now, if you're in business and you're struggling and you're in your 90 days, you're in your 120 days, it's approaching that 5 month period. I'm here to tell you, do not stop. Do not stop. Be attached, be addicted to the journey to your destination and be detached from the outcome. Whether you have more, I would say, more income, less income than you have outcome, you have more withdrawals than you have deposits. Don't even look at that. That is the now. Never make a long-term decision on temporary situations. That's temporary. That can change. One customer today for $500 can change that, right? So, Charmaine, you talked about seeds, planting seeds. And so if you had to share some of the seeds that you planted that you're now reaping harvest, because you talked about a child loss. I could not fathom it. I will not say I understand. I will say that I appreciate your authenticity. I appreciate your transparency. And so we can take that and say, okay, that was your storm. And so if you're watching, if you're listening, whatever your storm was or is, it could be losing a business, it could be getting divorced, it could totally be an addiction. It totally could be being fired from your dream job. Whatever your storm is, I want you to take that and I want you to listen to Charmaine. What were three things, Charmaine, that you used? What were three tools, three attributes that you developed during that time? What are they? Just three things that you feel that if someone was to use them right now, no matter what they're going through, that they will be able to come out and persevere. Charmaine, over to you.
My first one was definitely heavy meditation.
Wow.
Heavy meditation, because I had to understand the place that I was in, and I had to understand that I could not stay there. The second thing was accountability, major accountability, and that was through counseling, intense counseling, meaning weekly sessions. And third was self-forgiveness, forgiving myself for thinking that it was my fault and understanding that it just was my daughter's time to leave. So those were the three things that I had to do. And then you can still apply those in everyday life. A lot of times we're hard on ourselves. We're too hard on ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves and extend grace to ourselves that we extend to others.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to repeat those for the people in the back because they were powerful. Like self-forgiveness, a lot of us are still have not forgiven ourselves. We're still operating out of that murky place. Hey, we have Mandela on all the way from Nigeria, is in on LinkedIn watching. He's like, yes. So I need you to repeat those, Charmaine, for the people in the back, for the people in the front, for the people who got just a little extra wax in the ears. We need to hear this. So listen up, grab your pen and paper, and just write these three words down. And then after this is over, go into deep meditation, another word that Charmaine used. And I want you to look at all three of these words and see where you rate yourself. Where do you need more work at? What have you done? What are you going to continue to do? And so, Charmaine, go ahead. Those three. Yes, Jen says mindset is everything on Facebook. Go ahead, Charmaine. Those three things again. We want to go ahead and do an instant replay, like for a football game. We want to go take a look at it with a microscope, see if it's a field goal. Go over to you, Charmaine.
Definitely self-meditation, counseling, and self-forgiveness.
Wow. Self-meditation, counseling, and self-forgiveness. Those are deep and they all deal with the engine, which is our mind. No
Yes.
matter how your body feels, if your mind says no, it's not happening. How many of us was like, I'm going to the gym. I feel good. I am getting ready to get up. I'm going to go crush it. It's leg day. Never miss a Monday and all of those things. But all of a sudden you get in your car and your mind is like, I don't want to go. And you end up somewhere else and you don't even know how it happened. Right? I don't know about you, but I've done that.
Yes.
How many of you were going somewhere new and did your mind just out of habit drove you to somewhere, or you were going in the direction of your home or somewhere more familiar? That has happened to me. It's about your mind. Your mind is your engine. Your mind will either build you or tear you. It will either construct you or deconstruct you. It's all your mind. And Charmaine, how did you know that you had that paradigm shift? How did you know that your mind shift had shifted? How did you know that?
I became uncomfortable.
Woo!
I became uncomfortable. It was, imagine trying to, you ladies, you know, we can all resonate with this so well. Trying to squeeze in a pair of jeans that you know they don't fit anymore. We know those jeans don't fit anymore, and no matter how much we jump, twist, turn, and pull, they just don't fit. And it was the same thing. I knew I did not fit, and no matter how much I tried, I didn't fit. I no longer fit in that space, and I knew then that was a pivotal moment to where things shifted.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I think we all can remember that. So, ladies, those of you who are watching this live, I want you to simply sit there undistracted. Close your eyes. It's a little exercise. Close your eyes. You can trust your surroundings and just think about that moment when you felt a little earthquake, when you were off kilter, when something was uncomfortable from your comfort place. I know what mine was. I mean, I've had multiple shifts. My earthquake, if you will, had some aftershocks. I was so uncomfortable. And then when I thought I was being comfortable again, it shocked again and again and again. And it continues to happen. You know why? Because I am constantly seeking growth. I am constantly seeking change every single moment that I can get. I mean, think about vocabulary words. How many of you, by a show of hands, have learned one new vocabulary word this week? Anyone? Well, the reality is when we were in school, we used to have a vocabulary list. We had to learn words. And then when we were not forced or wasn't part of our education any longer, we stopped. And I'm going to tell you, learn a new vocabulary word once a week if you can. There are so many ways. They have Grammarly, they have apps. Learn a vocabulary word, change your position. And oftentimes you will not feel uncomfortable. You will not feel comfortable in places where people have outgrown you. You love being a big fish in a little pond. And I know how it feels there. I loved it. I did not want to leave, Charmaine. I love being a big fish. Everyone was coming to me for money, for advice. You know, I'm pretty sure we've all been there. And so what happens is you have to jump out of that pond and become a guppy. Yes, a guppy. I was a guppy. Yeah. Like me being on Necker Island with Richard Branson with nothing but billionaires. Like I was a guppy. I was a guppy. And I totally just embraced it. I embraced it. I made some phenomenal connections, Charmaine, that I still have to this day. And so I'm going to ask you for this week. Today is the 19th. For this week, put yourself somewhere where you feel you don't belong. Put yourself somewhere where you're out of place. Put yourself somewhere where you're uncomfortable. Do it. Just submerge yourself in it. Become a blank slate. Only then can you plant the seeds, because it has to be arable land. Charmaine talked about seeds. You can't put seeds in non-arable land because they will not grow. So it has to be arable. And in order for it to be that, we have to sometimes not start doing something, but stop. So let's empty out all the junk. Let's turn ourselves upside down, Charmaine, right? Upside down?
Upside down.
And get rid of everything and just become a blank slate. Become a blank slate. Use those three things that Charmaine shared. Like, listen, self-forgiveness, meditation, counseling, like those are powerful. And when you do those things, you will become a brand new person. And yes, it's like an onion. Yes, it's going to be layer after layer because you are 30, you're 35, you're 40, all those years of junk, of becoming who our parents, our teachers, our pastors, all of these people have told us who we should become. And when we look in the mirror and we don't look like those things, instead of us saying, that's okay, that's not who I am, we feel that we let them down. But get this, the biggest letdown was ourselves because we're not operating in our gifts. And like Charmaine said, you got to chase purpose and then money will chase you. Money, you will attract money after you go after your purpose. And so, Charmaine, I am blown away. You're absolutely incredible. But I want you to share something that you have not mentioned. I want to talk about your event that you have coming up because I'm coming.
Oh my goodness, yes, I'm super excited. It's the Ultimate Vision Table Takes Two. So
Okay.
as of this morning, we have 8 tickets remaining. As of this morning, you're going to see 100 women from all over the United States that will gather together in Atlanta, Georgia, and have a seat at the table.
Love it.
Oftentimes, we love to see or we attend vision board parties, and they're really cute. They're really fun. And we put together these really cute, blinged out vision boards. But then afterwards, we go home and we put them behind the door and we don't touch them again. Or we hang them up to not look at them again. We want to get behind the root of that. What causes us not to execute? So this Ultimate Vision Table is the name of the event, is where you have a seat at the table along with women from all walks of life. And we answer the hard questions of what stops us from executing. What hinders us from executing? So I cannot wait. We had our first one back in January. It was phenomenal. We had 50 ladies. This time we're almost at 100. And I'm excited. I'm super excited. The governor has already stated that he'll be coming out. We're going to go to the Capitol first. He's going to take a picture with all of us. And then we're going to proceed to a private location to have brunch and to have this conversation. So
Yes.
I'm super excited.
Well, we're just waiting for the most important part, the date.
Yes. So yes, this is going to be March. Let's see, this is Friday, March 24th. Is Women's History Month, which is very fitting. Yes. And the meetup time is 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So super excited. Cannot wait. I can't
wait either. I mean, I just want to let everyone know that I've been checking flights, right? Like, and they are inexpensive. You want to get there. You want to be at the table, but in order to be at the table, you got to be in the building. So get to Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta or its surrounding areas, tag someone else you know in Atlanta right now. I want to pack out her event. She says she has 8 seats left. If you are watching this and you are an entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, you're transitioning from corporate, you have an idea that you want to see come into fruition and anything of that nature, I want you to go ahead and tap in ASAP. Let's sell out these 8 tickets for her. She deserves it, but most importantly, you deserve it. You've got to be there. And Charmaine, I'm going to share that, speaking of vision board, I wanted a Tesla SUV so bad. I had never seen one. I didn't know anyone who had driven one. I just heard about it and I seen this lady. I went to go speak in Dallas, and this vendor was unloading her car, and it just attracted my attention through the glass. And so I go out, she's unloading her car, and I'm like, whose car is this? And she said, well, it's mine. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I said, may I? And she said, may you? I said, may I sit in it? And she said, sure. And she was sitting in the driver's seat. And I said, well, can I sit in the driver's seat? So she looked at me strangely, got out of her own car, and I sat there. And as I was sitting there, I was caressing the wheel. I was looking at the emblem. I looked at the screen. I was in vision mode. All I saw was me going down the street, and her car was red. But I envisioned me in my car, black on black, 22 rims, music, the California palm trees. I just saw myself there. And I came home and I went to the dealership, Charmaine, and I applied for a Tesla. I could not wait. And when they called, I was so excited. I'm like, yes. And he said, Dr. Lewis, we just want to let you know that unfortunately you've been denied. Yeah, I got denied. But because my vision was so clear, like, who are you to deny my vision? No, it's just not now. Your denial is not, it's just a delay. That's it. Your denial is just a delay. So I said, okay, no problem. Pulled my credit report, talked to them, saw what I needed. And that's what I did. And in October, I went back to the same place because I went the same guy because I told him in my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice that I'd be balk. And I literally went back and got my Tesla. And I could tell you, I had printed out a black and white copy, put it on my wall. Ladies, there is something true to vision, to visualization, to meditation, to manifestation, all of those things, but you have to do something about it. Prayer without works is dead. You have to do something. When you pray, God just doesn't go poof and you get it. No, it's not that kind of mystical thing, right? It's a partnership. It is a partnership. You have to do something. He will grant you your heart's desires, and you have to go after your heart's desires as well. I believe that God's gift to us, Charmaine, is life.
Yes.
And what we do with our life is our gift to God. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge shout out to Charmaine. Make sure you follow her on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Most importantly, I am a fan of pouring into people's business financially, because when I do business with Charmaine, I am helping with the kids' education, braces, a dream, you know, like that's what we stand for here at Global Women Speakers. It's about being perpetual. And I want to bring in a gentleman and Jen, and see if they have any questions, anything they want to add. Hey, Mr. Tan, we see you. How are you? Okay, so Mr. Tan, are you there? Yes. So you guys just heard from Charmaine. Do you have any questions, anything you want to add? Because she is the ultimate entrepreneur. We're going to talk about sales later. Don't go anywhere because Mr. Tan is going to talk about sales. He says he's going to make it easy. Now, I know a lot of us, right, are like, sales, I hate sales. I don't like asking people for money. Whatever that trauma, whatever that story, whatever that is that we told ourselves, our parents put in our heads about money, right? Whatever our myth is, right? Like, who says money doesn't grow on trees? Duh, paper comes from trees and money is paper. So money does grow on trees, right in your backyard. So Mr. Tan, you have anything you want to add? Jen, you have anything you want to add with Charmaine? I mean, let's go ahead. Like, what do you have to bring to this table? She talked about this table. We're all here at the table. Now, what kind of hors d'oeuvre or appetizer or main course you want to serve? So, Mr. Tan, before you share about sales and making it easy and how we can all dominate and make it a mastery, I mean, is there anything you want to add to what Charmaine shared? Jen, you as well?
Yeah, I'm actually very impressed on the accountability and all the mindset thing that Charmaine shared. Very good. That's where the first part of become success in sales as well.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Jen, you have anything you would like to add or say?
All right.
All righty. So you ready, Mr. Tan? Are you ready, Mr. Tan? Are you ready to bring the broom? Are you ready? And I'm going to ask a favor. I want you to, I know you're passionate about it. And when you're passionate and you get excited, we're going to hear that Malaysian beautiful accent. So I'm going to ask you to slow down just a little so all of our ears can literally take notes, because I am so ready. You are the GOAT, in my humble opinion, when it comes to sales. You are a humble man, but you mean business. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am going to move to the background and move to the forefront, none other than the Mr. Din Tan. He is incredible. So listen up, and we're going to bring Charmaine back because we have a surprise for each and every one of you. We're going to do a raffle so you can win a ticket to her event. I'm telling you, once you get plugged into our events, you're not going to stop. It's going to become addicted. Without further ado, the next voice you will hear is the one of the sales guru, the sales GOAT, Mr. Tan himself, all the way from Malaysia. Mr. Tan, over to you.
All right. Hey everyone. Thank you for attending to this live. And a lot of time when we talk about sales, how hard can it be? It can be very hard, right? In the first place, a lot of time when we do sales, we think, I don't know anything about sales, and my customer keep rejecting me. Why is that? And after ton of rejection, and we have this problem. What is sales? But a lot of belief in sales is about what? Number game. I need to see as many people as I can, and then to get probably a fraction of that acceptance rate. But however, that will be what make a lot of sales profession tired, demotivated. But do you know that the top sales or the top achiever, they never is about the sales. Okay, it's not about the number game. There are truly a people game that you actually want to make sales easy. It's not just about the number of people you see or the number of you. It's how well you master the people game. Because a lot of people, do you say about that? You don't like to buy, but we don't like to be sold, but we like to buy things. Who agree in that? Type one in the chat. You say we like to buy things, but we don't like to be been sold something, right? So this is where a lot of people you need to shift the paradigms to actually to make the sales process easy, right? Don't chase about the number or how many lead you have, but mastering, nurturing every lead you have. That will make your sales easy because you are mastering like just a conversation. You need to manage the sales process like a conversation, like you talk to a friend, right? And then sharing the good thing about them. And a lot of people also, if you want to do sales, and a lot of people say, what's the secret? And what's the science behind it? That's where the science. A lot of that, you don't need to be like pitch your client without the just pitching for the pitch of pitch and then keep next one, right? You need to know to what your customer, why they buy from you. Because a lot of time when we learn sales, it's about what? We go to learn the how to close my customer, how to get lead. This is where a lot of people say, what happened, right? So instead of you go and always closing, learn the how technique, you must need to know why they buy. What's the buying button you need to press in order for them to get more interest to your offer? Because a lot of time people jump the step. They pitch with the intention of how should I close, but they do not understand. If you know the why, like Simon Singer say, you start with the why. You know why they buy, all your sales process become easy. And a lot of time, this is what all the top sales doing. They're like, you tell them, can you teach me any technique? They say, can, but that's all my experience. And I don't have script. I don't have any framework to teach you about how to do sales, right? Because all this is experience. Experience is very hard to translate to a very process that say, I know this customer, I need to say this. And that customer, I need to say that as well. So a lot of time when you need to do that, you need to say, how? No people can teach me how to do sales. But you know what? The only thing that can teach you to do sales is your client. Let your client decide how you should present. Because a lot of time, one of the mistakes is that people tend to assume what their customer client know when they do sales, they do pitching and closing. We always assume what our client need to be know in order to make an informed method. decision. But a lot of time, why don't you reverse the whole thing and get it to be there, right? To get your customer to tell you how should you present, and you present accordingly. This will increase your closing rate, and that's why in some methodology that I have discover or find out, it's like this bank is kind of like the biology, BUY, I mean, of your customer. Because a lot of time when you know a lot of things and then say, how should I apply all this in my sales process? And that's where when you have this, and bank is actually an acronym called personal profile, that will have a lot of card, because in this card you can actually get people to know them in 90 seconds or less, or let them tell you how they are so that you can craft your speech on the spot. That's what all top sales doing. After I go and test in the ground and say, is that true? This methodology so good? And a lot of time, instead of asking your customer, and a lot of time when we do like other find out what our customer is, sometimes our customer don't reluctant to give us that piece of information, because we tend to be very ask a lot of question, not strategically. So people say, why should I tell you that? In that sense, you also will need to know that a lot of time you will be actually moving around that, and that's why keep you more demotivated. When you chase for you see sales process, the whole story is just a number and not the people that buying from you, then that's where a lot of people will feel. I mean, it's not feel, it's just like they keep pushing the hustle to achieve the target. And a lot of time in business, sales is everything. If you get sales, then at least you make sure your business sustainable. And also
Mr.
that.
Okay. I want to ask you some questions. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of people are saying, wait, what did he say? Wait, what did he say? They're excited. And so I want to ask some questions. Are you open to that? Me asking you a few questions and you sharing?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I love the fact that you shared that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. How many times have we all gone into a store just to have a sales rep or salesperson follow you around going, can I help you? Do you see what you want? You're just always on you. You love the attention, but you want to have some time to literally shop around and see exactly what it is that you want, right? I know I do, right? We want them there. So I'm going to buy, but I don't want them coming and say, what about this dress? Do you want this one? This will look good on you. Okay, well, what about this sweater? What about these shoes? What I'm like, let me take a look so I can buy what I want to buy. So that's so true. People like to buy, but they hate to be sold. And so when you're in the sales process, you want them to believe that it's their idea, that it originated from them. Is that correct or is that not correct, Mr. Tan?
Yeah, that's totally correct. And then a lot of time when you say, why people like ask, you want to buy this and buy that? Because they don't ask the strategic question sometimes.
Okay. And so what would you say is the number one reason why people do not make sales? Like, let's break down that question. Let's just say, what would you say in your opinion? What is the number one reason why people do not like to sell? Why is it? For me, I love selling. I will sell anything that I feel that's value that will change people's life. I will sell a solution to their problem. I love selling. I will offer them whatever it is that I have. And of course, I have no shame of asking for a price for my time, my resources, my network, and my skill set. And so that's just myself. But I mean, statistics show that the average person hates sales. And why is that, Mr. Tam? Why do you think they hate sales?
First of all, people very afraid to ask what they want to offer, and then a lot of time also people don't believe in their thing. They just a salesman and not a solution provider, like you say. That's the number one thing.
Wow. Okay. So if that's the number one thing, how can someone who's afraid of sales, and I want to share this really quickly. If you do not have sales in any business, whether it's a digital product, whether it's a tangible physical product, you're not going to have a business. If it's a brick and mortar and no one goes in and out of the door, you have this much of a business, literally. Your business needs sales, it needs people. And the formulation is that 80% of your business will come from 20% of your customers. That number has not wavered. Sometimes it fluctuates from 75, to 25, but the reality is you must have customers. And how do you get customers? Through sales. Well, you get customers through marketing, promotions, etc. How do you make money and have a viable business? I'm going to bring Charmaine back for this, because the reality is, like, Charmaine, like, what would you say? How do people make money in their business? How do they acquire customers? Through the sales process.
Oftentimes we have to go, and again, it's that big word, mindset. Oftentimes when we look at sales, we look at it from the wrong perspective. You have to understand it's not taking someone's money. It's not asking for someone's money. It's understanding there's an exchange of goods and services.
Yes.
And so when you look at it from that perspective and you understand you're meeting a need, then the money is simply that, a tool. The money is a tool to grant you access to that need. So if you look at it from that perspective, and that's how I look at it, then your sales will come naturally. Oftentimes we have to see it from that perspective, and that really smooths out that sales process.
Totally agree, 1000%. So my question, I guess, to the both of you, the ultimate entrepreneur as well as the sales guru himself, Mr. Tan, my question is, how can you have that paradigm shift, that mindset shift that would take you from not wanting to ask for money, not understanding that it's a tool, not being transactional? Like, how can you take someone who's never done it, never, they're afraid, they get nervous just simply asking a question, right? So how is it, like, give them an actionable tip, a technique, a hack, or something that they could implement immediately to start being okay with selling, with offering that solution, with accepting money. So Mr. Tan, over to you, and then over to Charmaine.
Yep. It's a lot of time when you want to get sales in a business. It's first thing, where is your customer? Where do they have, and also, do you marketing enough and say the right thing, or you are just cold outreach and not knowing where is your customer is? If you can actually make the right copywriting or marketing copy, that you actually will attract a lot more than your customer base. That's my answer.
I love that analogy, because that's good. That's like, if I want to go fishing and I'm fishing for red snapper or salmon, but I am in the lake that has nothing but tilapia and goldfish, then that's what I'm going to attract. That is what I'm going to get. And that is not my ideal audience. Those are not the people that I help, right? So you got to make sure that you are promoting to the right audience. And I'm a firm believer that everyone is not my ideal audience. I'm not everyone's coach. And here's the deal, or their mentor, or their business strategist, or their bottom line queen. Because here's the deal. For me, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I make no mistake, I am not everyone's cup of tea at all, period, for whatever reason. And I'm okay with that. But I would rather be someone's shot of tequila, helping them make 6 and 7 figures any day. Any day. I'm not looking for everyone. I wasn't assigned to everyone. I'm not omnipresent. I'm not God. But what I am is skilled and a master and an expert in the things that I have garnered, the things that I have learned, and most importantly, the things that I innately have, my unconscious competence that I make no apologies about. It's called unconscious competence. There's things that I do that I don't even know I'm doing, but they yield massive and like unexplainable results. Period. Time and time again, I can create a business like this, and I promise you, within 4 to 6 months, it will be a six-figure business, guaranteed. I mean, just guaranteed. It's a skill set, and it's nothing wrong with that. Now, am I structured? No. Am I going to give you, the steps exactly of what I've done? No. Some things just happen like organically, and any business owner would tell you that. And I believe that business owners can have that shift financially, emotionally, mentally, when sometimes they say, you know what, okay, everything is not an SOP. Some things you just have. Like Charmaine, the way she's grown her business, she can give you a system of how to do exactly the same, but it does not mean you're going to have the same results. It just doesn't. You know why? Because there are some unconscious competence that she has. And that's why when someone has a program and you do their program, you want to stay connected to them. You want to hire them as a consultant. You want to make sure you do a maintenance program. A lot of coaches don't have a maintenance program. I'm like, why? There is nothing that I could show someone that I've garnered in my 40 plus years. I can't show you everything that I did, but when it arises, I could be there to help you get over it, to not make the same mistake. You don't need the learning curve. You don't need to have failures to succeed, because you can use ours. And if you do not believe in yourself, listen up, ladies. If you do not believe in yourself, borrow our belief. Mr. Tan, Charmaine, myself, we believe in you, and we know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that you can do it. We've done it. We're still doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting here with an ice pack. Can you see this? An ice pack on my knee. And I've gotten a text that says, are you okay? Because how can you be in pain and still show up? Well, guess what? We said every Sunday. Can you repeat? Hashtag every Sunday. There will be a Sunday speaker series sponsored by Global Women Speakers with some of the most amazing experts, masters, GOATs that have proven skill sets. Now, Mr. Tan has sold literally 6 figures of products. He has helped hundreds of entrepreneurs do exactly that. And so, Mr. Tan, you just simply shared some tips on how to sell. So, Charmaine, like, what are some things that you would implement if someone is saying, you know what, sales is not my thing, I don't like it, or I want to do it? You talked about mindset. Like, what is something they can do immediately to switch that mindset? Charmaine, over to you.
So part of switching your mindset is preparation. So you have to plan back to where I was saying you have to.
Hold up once. No, sorry. Here on Sunday Speaker Series, we call it a pause break. We need a pause break. I need you, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching live or catching the replay, hashtag preparation. Hashtag preparation. Let me tell you why. My uncle, who is a Marine, used to say, Tina, listen, the 6 P's, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Mm-hmm. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And this is from a Marine marksman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, Charmaine, go ahead. Like, we have to rewind that, because we can't skip over preparation. When you're cooking and you're prepping, you're cutting the onions, you're sauteing the spinach, you're doing all that preparation. You're freezing, you're marinating. It's preparation. So proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And we are not here for mediocrity. We are here for excellence. And so, Charmaine, go ahead, babe. Take it away.
So definitely it goes to that back where I was saying preparing. You have to prepare for the sale. You have to make sure that you're not just regurgitating trash. You have to show that value. Once you present value, you're going to have anywhere between a 90 to 95% close rate. Your conversion rate has to be that, but you got to prepare for it. So if you put out there the value, you make it plain and clear. There's no cracks. There's no maybes. There's no shortcuts. It's just cut and dry, and it's straight value. You're going to close the sale. And let's not forget, you have to ask for the sale. You have to.
I can't hear you, Charmaine. I couldn't hear you. Did you hear what she said? I couldn't hear her. I need you to. I mean, I'm just saying.
You have to ask for the sale. Like you have to. It's a no-brainer. And here's why. Because a lot of times we will do all this preparation, we'll do all this planning, present our value, and then we'll sit there twiddling our thumbs. And really, your consumer is waiting on you. So you gotta ask for the sale, because if you're not gonna believe in what you're doing, then what are you doing it for?
Whoa. And that's a lip gloss drop. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are here to have fun because business is fun. It is not meant to be hard. Mr. Tan shared with you that, listen, it's not hard. You can make it easy. And it's nothing wrong with you saying, you know what, it's just too much, it's overwhelming. Because after this airing, I want you to spend time with yourself. There are some changes that need to be made in all of our businesses. And the question is, are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing to execute? We have so much information. So much information. We have 70%. We're being marketed over 700% of the time. You are driving down the street, billboards, bus stops. You're listening into the car, your radio, right? Commercials. You're watching TV. Commercial. You're watching a movie. Guess what happens? You're watching a YouTube video, a commercial, advertisement. And so your thoughts are not your own. I'm asking you to sit by yourself for a moment and decide, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? How are you going to get it? And who is going to help you achieve that goal? I want you to reach out to Charmaine and say, listen, Tina said reach out to you. I don't even know what I'm doing or why, but Tina said reach out to you. If you want to know sales, you got to reach out to Mr. Tan. And I'm here to share with you that there are going to be people in your corner that are not going to look like you. They're not going to sound like you. And I'm asking you to be open, because I'm here to share with you that God will conspire the universe to move all things on your behalf and bring you the right people. But don't miss out, because they don't sound like you. They don't look like you. You're going to be like, well, what do they want? It's an ulterior motive. I'm asking you to be open and trust God. Operate with expectation. I expect to win. I expect to win. I expect that when I get on a plane, that I'm going to meet someone that I'm able to help, or they're going to be able to help me, or I'm going to build a friendship or a business relationship. If I have something to sell or share, I expect that Global Women Speakers will be the #1 platform for women to share their message, their product, and their services around the globe while creating a once-in-a-lifetime experience, period. Women are saying, you know what, Tina, I've never been to Dubai, but they were picked up in a Rolls Royce, chauffeured to their hotel, and they became a global speaker, not just virtually, physically being there. And so I like to have fun, and I like to make money. 3 things have to be important to me, and they're my core values. 1, I have to help a lot of people. That's why I went into medicine. 2, I have to have fun. I am a big kid. I love to laugh. I love people. I love brunches. I love hanging with the girls. I love working out. I love outdoors. I love people. So I have to have fun. And number 3, unashamed and unapologetically, I must not earn money, but I must make a living. And my lifestyle, I'm going to maintain it no matter what. I'm going to jump on a plane. I'm going to go where it's warm. I hate being cold. And ladies, I share that with you so you can decide, what is it that you want? What are you willing to do? But most importantly, what are you not willing to do? I am not willing to do anything just for money. It has to have those 3 components. I have to help people. I have to have fun, right? Make fun or have fun and make a difference. Literally, we shared earlier, right, Charmaine, and Mr. Tan, that at some point in our lives, we have to move past simply making money and being successful and start living a life of significance and contribution. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what Sunday Speaker Series is. No one is being paid here. The information that Charmaine is giving you about mindset, she could either easily charge you $200 to $500 just simply for sharing that. Mr. Tan from Malaysia, the time difference is insane. Mr. Tan, what time is it right now in Malaysia?
It's about 5 o'clock in the morning.
5 a.m.?
Yes.
No, 5 p.m. It's dinner time?
No, AM.
No.
Morning.
He said 5 a.m. That's contribution. He's here not because he has to be, but because he loves Global Women Speakers and what we stand for. And he's here to give you his knowledge, his intellectual property. Matter of fact, Jen, if you can put Mr. Tan's information across the screen, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to reach out to him. Reach out to him, get to know him for who he is. Do not prejudge. His skill set is insane. He's behind the scene of so many 6 and 7 figure and 8 income earners that you would never ever know because he's humble. He is humble, but he will give you everything that he has. We are pouring out our intellectual property, and myself, just like the two of them, we've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in our personal development and our mindset, and we're still doing it because we're growing. John C. Maxwell said, "If you're not growing, you're dying." Ladies and gentlemen, there's no such thing as staying the same. You're either getting stronger or weaker. You're either becoming smarter or the opposite. There is no staying the same. Nothing stays the same. Look at a tree, a plant, a bird, a reptile. They're molting, they're shedding their skin, they're changing. An eagle, it changes. An eagle is my favorite bird for multiple reasons, but they're constantly changing. And matter of fact, Mr. Tan and the Charmaine, speaking of changing, if you had to share something with our audience today, what would be one thing that you would say that if someone changed today, if they were to change whatever like for me, my thing that if you change, your business would be better, but you would become a better human is I always use the 4 agreements. I would say follow the 4 agreements. Number 1 is never take anything personal. It's not about you. Even when it hurts your feelings, don't take it personal. Never take anything personal. Number 2, never make any assumptions. Ask questions. How many of you have lost a friendship or a relationship because you didn't communicate? You made an assumption. Or you assumed that some woman walked past you and she saw you. She looked you dead in your face. You knew it. She saw you, but she did not know. She's preoccupied because she just had a miscarriage the night before. Never make any assumptions. Never take anything personal. Number 3, is always give your best. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. When no one else is watching, go ahead and pick up that extra piece of paper that you didn't drop, but you're going to do it as a greater good. Go ahead, if you are having a webinar, an event, and only 5 people show up, deliver like it's 500. Did you hear that? Deliver like it's 500. Always give your best. And number 4 of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. I learned the hard way. I had good intentions, but I didn't follow through. I wasn't perfect. I would make excuses, and I said excuses. They were real reasons. It's a reason why. Well, I was in a car accident when I was on my way here, but I could have called. I didn't show up because I didn't feel good, but you could have called. Be impeccable with your word. Ladies and gentlemen, that if you change your paradigm shift to those 4 things, just start off small, those 4 things. And if it fits in those 4 categories, let it go. Change that. And so, Charmaine, what is one thing you would change? But first, Mr. Tan, what is something that if someone was to change it today, right now, you believe that it will make a difference in their brand, their business, but most importantly, in how they show up as a business owner and as a productive, caring, empathetic human being? Mr. Tan, over to you.
I would say the thing that you want to change in your business nowadays, like make use of the technology and also research before your client know it. Research them before you talk to them, because else you only got one chance to impress them and pitch them.
Wow. I need you to repeat that. I'm sorry. Like, it's good stuff. And I want to make sure that people are listening. I want to make sure that they're getting what you're saying, that they don't have to think about it. I can you repeat that? Repeat that for the people in the front.
Make use of your technology into your
Mm.
business and research your client beforehand, because you only got one chance to pitch them or impress them. Do you want to miss that chance? So this is where you need to be make use of the technology inside your business, and as well research your client, your prospect beforehand.
Wow. Okay,
That's when you
so I have a follow-up question because you talked about technology. And in your part of the world, you guys are technical geniuses, if you will allow that. Initially, before I went to medical school to become a PA, my major was electrical engineering. And I love math and science. I love technology. I was in differential equations and Caltrain. I loved that, right? So if you had to give us just three technologies that you feel will help us run our businesses more effective, more efficient, and become more lucrative, what would those three technologies be? More efficient, more effective, and more lucrative. Give us three technologies that you suggest. Mr. Tan, over to you.
Yeah. First of thing, you need to have a copywriting
Okay.
tools that help inside your business so that you can save a lot of time to generate those marketing copy for your product and services. Secondly, you need to have a validation system that is called where it's code breaker AI, where you can actually know beforehand what kind of customer you'll be attract, because you're not going to blast out and then pray. So that's where the second thing. And then you need to have a CRM system. The CRM systems that tell you all your customer information and how to find them. So that's where three technology that you want to be inside your business so that all your sales process and things like that will be good, going smooth, efficient, and then as well faster, productive as well.
Awesome. So, do you have names of any of those that you recommend for copywriting? Any name of a platform, an app, or any application that for organization? And what CRMs do you use or recommend?
That's where, if you want to like copywriting, I think nowadays like GPT
Absolutely,
or
yes. Okay.
any other.
Organization.
And then the CRM is where one of the company that I use for that can track the basic information, and as well how should I sell my customer, because that report will be very useful for you to actually know how can I get those customer and then validate my sales copy.
Okay. All right. So, Charmaine, do you have any copywriting organization or CRM that you would highly recommend that's been proven to help your business become effective, proficient, as well as lucrative?
CRM system, Zoho is usually pretty good. Zoho is good. Honeybook is one that's trending right now. Those two are, I would say, are pretty much for beginning, just wanting to kind of put things in order. I would say definitely start there.
Awesome. Do either of you have an affiliate link for any of the software that you named?
I don't.
Okay, no problem, no problem. That just goes to show once again of your contribution. That's powerful, right? And so I'm going to encourage you guys when you sign up for something, if there is an affiliate option, become that affiliate. Multiple streams of income used to be a necessity. Now it is, I mean, it used to be a luxury and now it's a necessity, right? So multiple streams of income used to be a luxury. People just did it because it was just a luxury. We liked it, we got more money, but now is a necessity because you have to be involved in multiple industries. You know why? When one industry is plummeting, the other one is skyrocketing, and the pandemic proved that. It proved it. A lot of people lost their businesses, their savings, their lives, their relationships, their marriages. They lost a lot. And so we go back to the word of the 6 P's that Charmaine used as well. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And so, Charmaine, it's your turn. What are three things, three things that if someone implemented right now today on February 19th, that they can say, you know what, my business is different. My business is different on February the 20th.
Definitely. My three things I always tell everybody: create, implement, execute. Those three
Pause
are
break, pause break, pause break. You can't just run over that. Like, no. Okay, so those three things again, like if you notice, everything is in threes, you guys. It's called a triad. If you think about like in medicine, we're like, what's the triad of this disease? The triad of diabetes is listen, it's retinopathy, it messes with your retina. It's nephropathy, it messes with your kidneys, and also neuropathy, it messes with your nerves. So oftentimes you will hear us talk about triad. And there's a triad like the Holy Trinity that I adore, that I love. And so I am going to say, what are those three things again, Charmaine? You have to, run down slow like we're third graders, because people are taking notes because you told them to take copious notes. And that's exactly what they're doing. So what are those three things?
definitely. First one is create.
Okay.
Second one is implement, and that third and final one is execute.
Wow. And you know what? I'm going to ask you all to not be afraid of, those three things: create, implement, and execute. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to be bold and courageous and have that bulldog tenacity. I'm going to ask you to follow this habit, right? Stephen Covey wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of those habits is begin with the end in mind. So I'm going to ask you to just execute. I'm going to ask you to execute whether you know what it's going to be or not, because I can tell you this: you can always course correct. A rocket ship is, listen, 90% of the time off course, and off course. But you can course correct as you get closer, as you hone in to exactly what it is that you want. So I want you to begin with the end in mind, because we just want you to execute. We simply just want you to get started. So make sure you're in Atlanta for her event. Make sure you reach out to Mr. Tan. And then we have another young lady that's going to come on. And so, Charmaine, I know you have to go, but the time that you gave here is not in vain. We appreciate you. We love you. We adore you. You are always welcome here at Global Women Speakers. You are amazing. And huh?
Thank you so much.
You are so, so very welcome. And I cannot wait to see you, because I am going to squeeze those cheeks and give you the biggest hug ever. Not ever, but ever, 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 ever. You're an amazing mom. You're a phenomenal woman. And it's just such an honor to have you here on our Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. Let's give Charmaine a round of applause. Follow her. Go ahead and shout out your social media handles. Let them know how to find you. Go ahead, Charmaine, over to you.
Definitely. You can reach me on Facebook, Charmaine Stevens. You can reach me at charmainestevens.net. And you can also reach me on Instagram under Charmaine_Stevens. So I look forward to connecting with all of you.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Charmaine. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Wait, no, you got to take a screenshot. You got to get a screenshot. Go ahead. Let's get a screenshot. Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Okay. Absolutely. We got to get that screenshot. On the count of 3. Yes, we do pause breaks where we ask questions. We ask people to slow down. We also do photo ops. We are being real and authentic. It is not recorded. I don't want it to be perfect. I want people to show up in real time, because you are investing your time. So I feel that if you're going to show up and you're going to be here in person, that we can do that too. And so a huge shout out to every single guest, every single speaker, every single attendee that we've ever had, from 14 hours to 12 hours to 4 hours. We appreciate you. And I do not take it lightly, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that you, my friends, could spend your Sunday afternoon doing anything but being here. And Charmaine, you're a mother of 5. You have a husband, you have a business and clients. I know for a fact that you could do something else, but you are here with us. And I am grateful. With that being said, let's go ahead and take this screenshot. Hey, hey. Yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your Sunday. And I cannot wait to talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Appreciate you. ChermaineStevens.com. Go follow her now.
Thank you.
Awesome. Mr. Tan. Jen, do we have Norma Hollis, the godmother of authenticity? Where is Norma Hollis, the godmother of authenticity? Get her in the house. And really quickly, I'm going to share something. Get Norma on. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share some things with you. I want you to grab a pen and paper really quickly. I want you to grab a pen and paper really quickly. I want to share an additional stream of income for you. And this is simply becoming a broker of domain names. I shared it in my private group. I shared it as part of the six-figure incubator, but I want to share this with you. I want you to go to GoDaddy right now, or Namecheap, or wherever a domain broker is. And I want you to think of something powerful, something that you love, something that deals with an industry, whether it's cleaning, taxes, financing, beauty, whatever it is, weight loss, health and wellness, chiropractic, whatever your specialty is. I want you to go there and I want you to play around and think of names. Think of domain names. They are literally anywhere between $8 and $12. And the reason why I want you to play with them, because I want you to invest in a couple. Invest in 4 or 5, right? It's at $8. Let's say they're 10. You can spend $50. And then I want you to post them for sale, because domain names are real estate. They're real estate. I actually sold a domain name. I had it for probably 6 years. I've never used it. I had intentions on using it, but I did not use it. And it was called Stiletto Secrets, right? I have a program called the Six-Figure Incubator, and I also have a program that's called, Sales in Stilettos, where we teach women entrepreneurs how to be feminine, how to embrace that feminine energy and sell, period. Yes, and they are beasts at it. And so I had purchased a domain name, Sales in Stilettos, because I had intentions on using it, but I did not. For 6 years, I never used it. So I had an inquiry. Someone wanted to buy it, and they offered me like $500. I'm like, no. Even though I wasn't using it, I said no. $1,000, no. I sold that domain name for $3,000. $3,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I paid $10 from it. I think I paid $8.99 or something of that nature. And you go ahead and take that 9 times a 5, so $50. Let's just say I spent $100 on it, okay? And I sold it for $3,000. And so I want you to build your well before you need it. I want you to build your well, your reserve, before you need it. I want you to become recession proof, where you can make money during any time, any economic downfall or upheaval, that you will always be able to go to the drawing board and create an income for yourself. Because it's not about who's in the White House. It's not about the economy. It's about who's in your house. And I'm here to tell you that I've had cars repossessed. I've been evicted. I've been on welfare, and I've always been able to generate income. And I want you to have that same skill set. And sometimes it's doing things that you never thought about. And if you own a domain name and you just let it go, don't do that. Put it up for sale. If you want to know how to do that, I will definitely show you that. But there's so many things that you can do to create a living for yourself and to create a legacy for you and your family, because your grandparents, the one that has prayed for you your entire life, are depending on you. Your parents are depending on you. Your children are dependent on you. And I want you to know that you matter. The world is depending on you to bring that gift to the world. It's a gift that only you can deliver. You're the only one that can birth that dream, that cure. You are special, you're unique, and it's strictly for you. So I want you to go and buy a domain name so you can offer it for sale. And you can sell it for $500. It's still profit. You spend $10, approximately $10 to buy a domain name, you sell it for $500. Are you kidding me? It's unbelievable. And yes, you can do Airbnb, right? Short-term rentals and arbitrage. You can do rental, you can do all of those things. You can sell on Amazon. You could simply say, you know what? I am good with grammar. I can be an editor. You can charge for those services. You, instead of just simply buying from Fiverr, do you know you can sell your services on Fiverr yourself? Yes. Go and offer landing pages. If you can create a landing page in 10 minutes, go do that. Sell on Fiverr. That you don't want to do that? Go to Upwork. You can sell your services. You can sell your, are you a writer? Become a ghostwriter. Try it out. It will work. I want you to create additional streams of income. You have to. It is absolutely not a luxury any longer. It is a must. It is a must. And I don't want you to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I want you to hear the music. I want you to hear my heart, my compassion for helping you be wildly successful. Yes. Create a lifestyle that you don't need a vacation from. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have a skill set. You have a genius, a mastery that the world wants. And as I shared before, if you do not, I repeat, if you do not believe in yourself, borrow my belief, because I believe in you. If I can do it from being an 18-year-old pregnant teenager, having my daughter at 19, living in the projects, being on welfare, being to prison, having repos, having evictions, having, and you name it, all of it. I've been through all of it. And thank God I don't look like what I've been through. But I'm here to tell you that your story is your key. It will set you free. Be authentic, be unashamed, be unapologetic. That's what it's all about. And it's not how you start. It's not even how you finish, because you will never be finished. You would never be finished. You'll set a goal, you'll achieve it, you'll set another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. As long as you are alive, you're going to have a goal. And if you woke up this morning without a goal, then I'm going to ask you to go back to sleep. If you woke up this morning without a goal, I'm going to ask you to go back to sleep. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am ecstatic about what's happening here with Global Women Speakers. I am blown away, literally blown away organically. The people that we're attracting, the places where we've been invited to. And matter of fact, if you are a speaker, if you have a product, a service, a message that you would like to share literally with the world, then send me an email at speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. Speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. I also would like for you to fill out the intake form. It is at globalwomenspeakers.com. globalwomenspeakers.com. You will never be finished. That's right, Facebook user. Make sure those of you who are watching, if you're watching on Facebook, give StreamYard permission to share your name and your face, because I would like to give a shout out that says Facebook user says I will never be finished. Absolutely. But if you are interested in being a speaker in Paris, in Madrid, in Nigeria, in Greece, in Ghana, in Croatia, in Mexico, just simply in the United States, in Atlanta, in Baltimore, in Los Angeles, I want you to go ahead and tap in, go to globalwomenspeakers.com, fill out the intake form, and make sure you go ahead and send an email, because this is the deal. I am going to finish talking about multiple streams of income. You know why? Because right now it's what's needed more than anything before. Food has gone up. Gas has gone up. The cost of living has gone up. Everything. It's ridiculous. It's insane. And so I don't want you to focus on what's happening. I want you to take the bull by the horns and become responsible for yourself, for your family, and for the people that's going to come after you. Because I know that for myself, a lot of people have come before me and have paved the way. And for that, I'm grateful. If it was not for a lady by the name of Rosa Parks who came before me, I wouldn't be able to sit in the front of a bus if it was not for, and you fill in the blank, Cesar Chavez, Mother Teresa. If it was not for, you continue, if it was not for Oprah Winfrey, if it was not for, you fill in the blanks. There are people, if it was not for your mom, your dad, your child, your grandparent, your best friend, if it wasn't for that incident, that when it happened, you thought it was bad, right? That incident happened, you thought it was bad, but it was not that it happened to you. It was actually for you. I was speaking to a friend yesterday, just yesterday, who said, you know what? Things are not working out, but I'm glad it isn't. Because you know what gets to happen is that you get to start from scratch. When everything turns out wrong or is taken away from you, you get to start over as a blank slate, a fresh. How many of you, by a show of hands, will love to start over with the knowledge that you know right now, with the network that you have right now? How many of you would like to start over? I know I would love to start over. Whether it's with your credit, whether it's with your relationship, whether it's with your businesses. And so number one, multiple stream of income is go get a domain name. Please go get a domain name, put it up for sale, sell it. If you have an extra car, go to Turo, go rent your car out on Turo. Make sure it's insured. All you have to do is go to Facebook. You can go anywhere on Turo. You can put up an ad. You can go to Craigslist, a car for rent, a car for rent. Rent it out to people who are coming in for concerts, for sporting events, people who are changing jobs. There are traveling nurses, there are traveling doctors, there are traveling businessmen who would be in town for a couple of days, a week. You have an extra room, rent it out. You have a location, a home that you're trying to rent and you can't rent it. It's okay. It's not meant to be rented. It's rent for arbitrage. Do that. But there's another stream of income. I know a lot of us do not like the industry of network marketing, but I absolutely love the industry. I was in the industry and I can tell you it's the fastest way you can make some fast money with a low point of entry. Some places it's $1 to join. Somewhere it's $50. For another place it's probably $100. But find something that you're really passionate about and go do that. And here's the contrary part. This is me. I don't find what I'm passionate about to do. You know why? Because I want to literally create a multiple 7-figure business and legacy for my family. And I'm willing for a year, for 6 months, a year, for 18 months, for 3 years to do something that I'm not passionate about. I'm willing to do what I have to do so later I can do what I want to do. And that's what got me here now. Like I don't like a lot of things. I don't really want to work. Yes, I said it. You can hashtag Tina does not want to work, or you can join me and say, I do not want to work. I don't. The rest of my life, I just want to travel the world, dine at nice restaurants with great food, volunteer my services and help people. That's what I want to do. Yes, I want to help people, volunteer for people who need it most. I want to travel the world. I want to eat at nice restaurants. I love food. And I want to travel the world freely. That's what I want to do. And if selling something will allow me to do, I'm going to do that because I know that it will be greater later. And I'm asking you that whatever it is that you have the wherewithal, you have the knowledge, you have the skill set, you have the team, you have the support, wherever that is that you can go and make a decent living, then do that just for a little while. A lot of people went back into the workplace after the pandemic. They were entrepreneurs, but they went back into the workplace just for a little bit because they needed the extra income. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sell insurance, that's residual. Find you a mentor and say, listen, this is what I want to do. This is February the 20th. My birthday is in 3 days. My birthday is in 3 days. February 22nd is my birthday. It's my actual born day, even though I celebrate the entire month. Matter of fact, tonight we're going to comedy. This week we'll be in Miami, yacht parties, and so many other things. And then Paris. Yes, live your dream life no matter what. Unashamed and unapologetic. And it's not that you could afford it, it's that you made a commitment, that you're dedicated to making it happen. Right? You can, all those other things don't matter. And that's just my humble opinion. So, domain names, Turo, Airbnb. Also, listen, you can sell your old clothes. You can sell your old clothes. A lot of people would like say, I'm going to go donate my clothes. If that works for you, then give it. If that's your heart. But there are some pieces of your clothing that you can resell. There are resale places that will give it to you on consignment. You can leave your clothing there and they will sell it for you and take a portion. They have a physical store. You go, they tell you how much they're going to give it to. They're going to sell it for, and they will give you a percentage. That is additional streams of income. Additional streams of income. I have so many clothing that I don't even need them all. I don't wear them all. At one point in my life, I had to have on something different every single day. Are you following me? I had to have on something different every single day. I could not be caught in a photo wearing the same anything. But I can tell you, my mindset has shifted. As long as it's clean, cute, it does not matter. Because I know what my closet looks like. I know that I can wear anything, buy anything. But for me now, it's about a bigger cause. It's about significance and contribution. So I want you guys to follow those multiple streams of income. Matter of fact, if you want multiple streams of income, I can help you out. I'm just saying I can help you out. You know, there's nothing like making 5-6 figures doing something passively, because you have to have 3 types of income. I want you to put this in the chat. 3 types of income. Passive, meaning it's passive. You don't have to really do anything. It's passive income. Some examples of passive income: insurance, right? It's passive. It's passive income. You don't having a franchise, it's passive income. You don't have to do anything. Your employees, your manager, they're doing the work for you. That's passive income. You also want residual income. Income number 2, residual income. Back to the insurance, that's residual. You do something once and you're paid over and over and over and over again. Investment property is residual income. If you have a property, someone, somebody, somewhere is paying you rent. And that's month after month after month after month after month. That's residual income. Now let's talk about leveraged income. That's like leveraged income is, listen, it's when someone else is doing the work for you. So if you have a product, a physical product, if you have a service, right? If you have something tangible, you have something digital, right? And people sign up to sell that for you, that's leveraged income. You're not doing the sales yourself. Someone is doing it for you. That's leveraging the efforts of other people. John Rockefeller said, you know what he said? He said he would rather have 10% of everyone else's efforts instead of 100% of his very own. Do you agree? Would you rather have 10% of everyone else's efforts instead of 100% of your own? I had to think about that when I initially heard it years ago, but it makes sense because I don't want just 100% of my efforts, because some days I am not giving 100%. Are you? Can you be transparent enough to say that you are not giving 100% every single day? I know I could say that. Some days I'm giving 40% because I want to nap. I want to go out with my girlfriends. I want to watch a movie. I want to have some popcorn. And other days, I don't want to do anything, like anything. I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to comb my hair. I don't want to get dressed. Anyone out there feel the same way? Are you willing to tell the truth? Are you willing to say some days you don't feel like doing anything? And then other days, watch out, because I am in beast mode. I will wake up at 6 and I will work to midnight, literally work to midnight. Clients, programs, ideas, reading, watching videos, listening to tapes. Yes, I'm in beast mode on those days. And so because that fluctuates, I know for a fact that some days you would prefer to get paid 10% of everyone else's efforts in contrast to 100% of your own. And you can do that with affiliate marketing. You can also do that with a franchise. You can also do that with other things, having employees, right? That's leverage. So the 3 types of incomes, and I want you to write this down because it's important: passive, residual, and leverage. Passive, residual, and leverage. Those are 3 types of income. And so, ladies, right now we have approximately 10 minutes left. And so for these 10 minutes, I am going to give you some actionable steps. I'm going to give you some websites that I want you to take a look at. And I want you to literally be committed to creating additional streams of income. If you can braid hair, that's a stream of income. But I want you to do things that you are not physically attached to. Meaning right now, if you are a personal trainer, if you are not training clients, you are not making money. I want you to share this. Can you share this? Because these last 10 minutes are going to be golden. These last 10 minutes are going to be explosive. If you were here earlier, you heard from Charmaine. She is phenomenal with entrepreneurship. You heard from Mr. Tan, who is incredible when it comes to sales and the sales process. And so I want you to share this live. I want you to share this. I want you to go to Facebook and say, hey, tap in now to Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. I want you to go to LinkedIn and share this. I want you to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in Tina D. Lewis. It is my channel. We are live there. Go there and comment, because these last, and I said 10 minutes, but I want to end on time. It is 1:50 Pacific. I want to end exactly at 2 o'clock. That means we did this for 2 hours, our first 2-hour show. I love being the first of many. I was the first in my family to graduate from college. I was the first in my family to get a doctorate degree. I was the first in my family to get a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, 2 of them. I was the first in my family to travel to different countries. And I plan on being the first of many, the first of many. And I'm here to tell you that it's extremely important. Yes, somebody says, yes, there's a special journal for medical advocacy, a gratitude planner as a residual income. That's awesome, because they have these planners, these journals that someone can be an affiliate for. And let's just say the planners are $20. As an affiliate, she could pay you, or he could pay you $5 for each journal, or $10. Matter of fact, speaking of that, for Global Women Speakers, I have an affiliate program. Yes, if you know someone that will love to be an exclusive member of this amazing professional organization, then yes, you refer them, you will receive a referral fee for that. It's a referral partner program. You want to know more about that? Send me an email with the subject affiliate. Send it to speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. The email is speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. And so let's talk about additional streams of income. But I want to make sure, if you have shared this somewhere, then I am going to ask you to make sure that you tag 3 people. Just tag 3 people. Don't keep it to yourself. You show up every single Sunday, but you will not invite anyone. You have to share it. The information is not for you to keep. You are a purveyor. You are a conduit. It is for you to share. It is for you to share. And so really quickly, I want you to grab a pen. I want you to get a paper. As a matter of fact, this is my notebook that I use. This was created by Miss BJ Martin. This is a notebook created by Miss BJ Martin. I use this as my notebook. I keep everything in this book. everything in this book. I'm constantly writing. So grab a pen and paper. We have approximately 5 minutes because I want to end on time. I want to be mindful of you investing your most valuable asset, which is your time, here with Dr. Tina D. Lewis, the Bottom Line Queen, and our Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. I am ecstatic. My heart is full. And so I am going to give you some things, some tools, some techniques, some websites that I want you to go and check out. Are you guys ready? If you are ready, hashtag ready in the chat. I am not going to speak anything else until I see ready in the chat. Hashtag ready. Awesome. I see some readies on LinkedIn. I see ready on YouTube. Awesome. All right. So grab your pen and paper and let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Are you guys ready? There's a website and it is called Lean Domain Name. Lean Domain Name. When I'm looking for a domain and I want something powerful and I know one word that I want to use, but when I want to create something that's memorable, something that's pattern interrupted, I go to Lean Domain Name. I put in the word that I want in my domain and it does it for me. It creates a domain name. Yes, it creates it for me. I want you guys to copy that down. Another thing is if you are looking for a VA, if you are looking for a virtual assistant, you're looking for someone to help you in your business. Now, yes, you can go to Fiverr, you can go to Upwork.com, but there's a website that you can go and you can find someone that's talented, that's in the Philippines, and it's called onlinejobs.ph. 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 You can find a virtual assistant for anywhere from $3 an hour, 4 or 5 hours an hour, $6, $7 an hour. Yes. And they are highly skilled for virtual assistants. Those are 2 domains that I encourage you to maximize. I have a list of over 40 resources that I only share with our 6-figure incubator. I only share with the members, the ultimate members of Global Women Speakers. And so those are 2 that I want you to utilize. And I'm going to give you a couple tips really quickly. We have 5 minutes left and I'm ecstatic. I'm on fire for multiple reasons, because what's happening with Global Women Speakers is organic. It is organic. We are growing by leaps and bounds. I have not done any advertisement. I have not done any promotions. I have not ran any ads, none of it. And I can tell you in our private group, we have almost 200 people. We have a plethora of speakers. Matter of fact, I want to give a huge shout out to our ultimate members of Global Women Speakers. Our ultimate members are Norma Hollis, or Lori Curtis, or Lori O'Neill. They are Shivani Sharma. We have Les Regis. We have she's incredible. Her name is Amy Tran. She is incredible. She's an ultimate member. And a shout out to the Premier and to the basic memberships. I am totally just in awe of the contributions that you guys have made for our speakers that have been all across the globe. And so if you missed those 2 domains, I am not going to repeat them. You had to be here, right? It's one of those moments where you just have to have been here. And so some other things I want to share with you is I want you to, we talked about a CRM. We talked about a CRM, right? We talked about a CRM, a contact resource management system. There are many ones that you can use. You can literally use, you can use anything from MailChimp to Active Campaign and so many other CRMs. And I don't have a preference, but I just want to ask you to get one. I want you to get an CRM where you can start collecting your emails and putting your data in there. Because here's the deal. I know a lot of people think that emails are dead. They are not. They are not dead. I'm here to tell you that whoever has the biggest email list, those are the winners. How many of you, by a show of hands, receive an email from someone you never met and you've been on their email list for 2, 3, 5, 7 years, and you are afraid to unsubscribe because you don't want to miss out. How many of you, by a show of hands, how many of you have done that by a show of hands? Absolutely. A lot of us oftentimes have done that because you don't want to miss out. And so the good thing about having an email list is that whenever you launch your book, your journal, you have a physical event, a virtual event, whenever you're helping a client, whenever you're speaking, all you have to do is press send to that 100, that 500, that 900, that 1,500, that 3,000, 10,000 people at once. Just one button, send. That's the power of a CRM. And people are going to show up. People are going to buy. People are already on your list. You are already at the forefront of their mind because your frequent emails. Hey, how are you? Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, it's President's Day. Hey, it's getting ready to be, Mother's Day. For Mother's Day, I'm going to offer my planners for 10% off. Hey, I'm launching a new book. You want to have yourself mentioned in it? There's so many things that you can do. I want you to build an email list. Don't believe the hype. Emails are not dead. The day before yesterday, someone is having a virtual event. They sent out an email and I signed up. They didn't call me. They didn't talk to me, but I signed up for to be a speaker at their virtual event. And so ladies, please collect emails. Please. And then let's talk about Facebook. This is the last thing I'm going to share, but I have so many other things to share. I'm going to have a free webinar and I'm going to give away all of my resources because I really want you to be successful. I'm not going to go against anything that your coaches or mentors say, but I just want to give you another set of tools to put in your toolbox. And so what I would like to share is right now, I always say that if you're on Facebook and you're not making money, it's wastebook. You're wasting your time. Yes, you can build relationships. Yes, you get to stay abreast of your family and your friends. Yes, you can do all of that. But you also can earn income from Facebook. And so I have some techniques, and I think we're running out of time that I cannot share right now because it is 2:00. And I made a commitment to you. I made a commitment that I would end on time. I mean, our final finale, right? Our grand finale was 14 hours long. Our New Year's Day event, 12 hours long. The series after that for Sunday Speaker Series was 8 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, and this will be our first ever 2-hour episode, our 2-hour stream. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, I want to say thank you to our most valued speakers, Mr. Tran, who is incredible with sales and mindset. And also, I want to give he's all the way from Malaysia, 5 a.m. He got up to be on this Zoom on the Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. Talk about commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, the commitment, the level of dedication that we have here with Global Women Speakers is insane. It's truly unbelievable. Thank you. To Charmaine Stevens, the ultimate entrepreneur. Thank you so much, Charmaine. We appreciate you. I cannot wait to see you at your event. You are absolutely incredible. But most importantly for me are our guests. And when I say guests, not our guest speakers, you all, those of you who are listening, whether live or catching the replay on YouTube at tinad.tv or LinkedIn, my professional buddies over there at LinkedIn, I thank you for chiming in. I thank you for sharing our Sunday Speaker Series. This is our 8th series. Next week, we are going into our 9th week. Unbelievable. Unbelievable at the organic growth that we've had. Unbelievable speakers that are sharing freely their expertise. And so, yes, I have a lot of resources that I would love to share with you all. We're going to have a private webinar for that so I can just pour into you. This platform was created for other people. It's not about me. It is not about me. I want you to say that. It is not about me. I want you guys to say it's not about you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just a beacon of light. We are a conduit, a purveyor. I want you to be a bridge and not a dam. Don't allow the information, the resources to stop at you. Share them freely. Because as I've shared before, at one point in our lives, we must get past a point of making money and being successful. And truly, ladies, truly, truly start living a life of significance and contribution. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I am ecstatic. My heart is overwhelmingly filled with gratitude, humility, and excitement. My birthday is coming up in 3 days, February the 22nd, and I have a special prize, special guest, a special gift for each and every one of you. I love giving. That makes me the happiest. That allows me to operate in my gift zone. And if you would love to just not speak in pairs, but just come and hang out, we welcome you. We're going to have a blast. And if March 8th and 9th is too soon for you, then come to Paris with us. Come to Greece with us. Come to Croatia. Come on the cruise with us. Tell you more about that later. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your time. With that being said, God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless your dreams. I love you. I adore you. This is Dr. Tina D. Lewis signing off from our 8th Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. It's been an absolute blast. Hey, Jen. Let's say goodbye to our speakers. Mwah. We're saying bye to everyone. Goodbye. See you later. Love you all. Any questions, comments, suggestions, go ahead and send us an email at speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. Speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. If you are a speaker and you want to share your product, your service, your message with the world, literally, then go ahead and go to globalwomenspeakers.com, complete the intake form. Or if you just want to pop in on a Sunday speaker series and share some techniques, some tools, some hacks, go ahead and go to sundayspeakerseries.com, fill out the intake form, and we'll see you next week. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, appreciate you, and remember this, you cannot reach second base with your foot still on first. Mwah. Bye for now.